What's up everyone, welcome back to Just Finish Coding. This is the first Python tutorial where I'm going to be teaching you how to make a player guessing game. So let's get coding.
Just finished coding.
Now the first thing we need to do for our player guessing game is to import this module called random. And the reason we want to do this is because in our game we're going to be making the player guess a random integer between the range 1 to 100, and in order to actually get a random value between 1 and 100 we need to use this module. Okay, so now after you're done importing random, we're just going to print a normal welcoming message. I'm going to say welcome to player guessing game, to player guessing game. And now we gonna say guess the number between 1 and 100, and we're going to give the user 8 tries, although technically you need only a maximum of 7 tries in order to do this. We'll just be a little bit more lax on the user and give him an extra try. Okay, so great. So once you're done printing that, here's what you need to do. First, we're going to be actually assigning the random number, and that can be done by saying, let's say r for some integer variable is equals to random dot rand int, okay, followed by the range within brackets. So for the range, I'm going to say 1, 100, and here it's important to note that the guess can also be both 1 or 100. Okay, it's not just the numbers between them. Now that you're done with that, we're going to give the user 8 tries. Okay, I'm going to say print enter your guess, and now the main for loop. So I'm going to say for I in range 1,7, 1,8, because he has 8 tries. This loop of code is going to repeat 8 times. I'm going to say guess, okay, I'll just say G is equals to not the input, but the int of the input. Okay, so what this block of code or the piece of code does is whatever the user inputs, that is actually in the form of a string, and this converts it to an int. Okay, so we can now perform operations based on an integer. And now we're going to have 3 cases. 1, if G is greater than, if G is greater than our actual answer, here we're going to have certain blocks of code. Okay, B, elif, which is equivalent to else if G is equals to the number, G is equals to R, okay, in which case we'd have something else. And last case, I'm just going to say else, okay, and that's going to be if G is less than R, okay, we're going to have another block of code. Okay, and now let's fill them up. So if G is greater than R, what we're going to be doing is we're going to print your guess is too high. Try again. Okay, simple message. Now if G is equals to R, our code is a little bit more complicated, but still very simple. So here I left a line of code vacant so that I could add in. So if you've not left it vacant, just go to the previous line of code and just hit enter. Okay, you should have a new line. So I'm going to say t some variable is equals to 0. And now in case it's equals to r, I'm going to say t is equals to 1. And now I'm going to break out of the for loop. Okay, and why we say t is equals to 1 is so that we can add a basic condition check in the end to see if the user has actually cracked it or not. Okay, now else your guess is obviously going to be too low. I'm just going to copy this line of code right here and I'm going to paste right here. So paste, and instead of too high, I'm going to be saying it's too low. Okay, nice. So that's actually our for loop. It's very simple. Okay, now outside our for loop, we're going to have a basic condition check. So if t is, I think I said equals to, so make the small correction here, it's equals to, not equals to. Equals to would be assigning it. All right, so now if t is equals to 1, this means the user has won the game. I'm going to say, I'm just going to control V that and just change the text within it. Congrats, you win. Okay, else this means the player did not guess it correct. I'm going to say print better luck next time. And that's it. So cool, now we can actually test our code, and this is going to work perfectly for the most part. Okay, so enter the guess. I'm going to enter a guess of 50. Your guess is too low. Okay, 75. Congrats, you win. All right, so we won on the second try, which is good, and this should be working. So let's test it out again. So enter the guess. I'm just going to enter 1 again and again and again, and just make sure he exits in 8 times. That was 5, 6, 7, 8. Okay, great. So better luck next time. And we don't really want that try again part of it, so I'm just gonna remove that just to make things a little better. I mean, it would be pretty weird if it said try again but the game was over. So okay, now our code's perfect except for a small thing. Okay, so when it says enter your guess, if I enter some random nonsense, it would actually say traceback, blah blah blah, and this really looks bad for a normal user. And in order to fix this, we're going to be inserting a block of code. And what we're now going to do is we're going to have some random variable. I'm going to call it correct, and we're going to assign it to the Boolean value of true. And I'm going to say while correct. The other thing I forgot to mention was that we also want the value to be within the range 1 to 100. Okay, although it really wouldn't matter if the user entered some random number like 2000 or something, it just still makes a lot more sense to just say, dude, enter a number within 1 to 100 range. Okay, so for that, I'm going to be saying while correct, try. This is the part of code that ensures there are no errors, and I'll add in the code there later. And we're going to have except directly aligned with the try. Okay, except, and within except, we're going to be copy pasting this particular error right here. I'm going to say value error, and I'm going to put the colon there as usual. Okay, so in case it's going to receive this error message, instead of actually displaying it, it would say print, I'm going to say please enter an integer. Instead of actually printing this utter load of nonsense, it would actually just show this neat line of code which is pretty helpful to us. Okay, and within try, I'm gonna have g is equals to input. Okay, just copy paste. I'm just gonna delete that. It's a small line of code. G is equals to int of the input. Okay, and if g is going to be greater than 100 or g is going to be less than 1, okay, then we're going to be saying please print enter number within range number within range, else we just want to exit this loop. Okay, and we can do that with this following code, which is just assign correct equals to false. Okay, and this while loop is gonna occur only if correct is true. Okay, and since we say it's false, it's gonna automatically exit the loop and actually go on to this if blocks of code right here, and this should fix all the errors we're gonna be having. Now the other thing we want to do in our game is to actually make sure the user can play as long as he wants. So how we can do that is to basically indent this entire piece of code. Okay, and I'm just gonna leave the welcome message. Okay, I'll just print that as well. Okay, so hit the tab, okay, indent that, okay, and in the straightly aligned region we're gonna have the following piece of code. Okay, run is equals to, again, boolean value true. Okay, and we're gonna say while run, and right at the bottom here, after we say better luck next time or you win, we want to say print, I'm just gonna say in short play again, and I'm gonna give an option of either yes or no, okay, or y/n, so that we can accept smaller values. And if, all right, I'm gonna set answer is gonna be equals to input. So we're gonna set the default answer as no. Okay, so I'll just mention that. Default is no. So answer is equals to input. Now if the answer is equals y, then we are going to be just playing again, in which case we need no code. So instead of answer equals y, we're going to have if answer is not equals to y. So for that, I'm going to say if not, answer equals y. Okay. We can also use the not equal to symbol. It's basically your choice. I'm just going to say if answer equals y. We're going to basically print, not print. We're going to set run to be equals to false. And similar to how we would exit the previous while loop, we would actually exit this while loop. Okay, so finally, let's try it out. So here it is, enter guess. I'm gonna guess 50. Guess is too low. 75. Okay, congrats, you win. Okay, it seems to have an odd tendency of picking up 75. Okay, I want to play again. Yes. And, ooh, so something seems to be wrong. Name y is not defined. And that's because y is actually a string, okay? So we want to say y. Only if it's a variable, we just leave it like that. Okay, so let's run it again. So enter guess. I'm going to say 75. Okay, your guess is too high this time. 25. Your guess is still too high. 12. Your guess is still too high. 6, your guess is too high. 3, oh, congrats, you win. Nice. Do you want to play again? I'm going to say no and see what happens, and boom, we're set. Again, let's do some more testing. Now enter guess 50. Oh wait, no, that's not the test. We're going to enter some nonsense. Okay, this is just what I randomly typed in. Please enter an integer. Enter some really high value. Let's enter an integer, -9. Nope, enter a number within the range. Perfect. That works. We can play as long as we want, and our program is perfect. Cool. So now if you're using an online editor, you really want to save this. So I would say look in the description, see the value on how to use, see the tutorial on how to use idle. You can just copy paste this code there, and you should have the perfect output in the interactive shell. So that's it for this tutorial, guys. I hope you've enjoyed it. The computer guess is going to be coming tomorrow, so please check it out, and you can do that by subscribing and actually hitting the notification bell so that you get notified about our video release. Well, that's it, guys. Thanks a lot for watching. I'll see you tomorrow. Bye bye.